Yeah, this is really orange and new black. I'm like the prettiest person here. Like, I feel bad even saying that, but like,
I wonder if you like its community shower on the other level too.
I don't know. I don't care. Like, I just am scared.
You're scared to shower, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then don't.
I mean, just don't. You're a good looking girl. Go on, work the investments up and down that prison cell, okay? Y'all, there's yet another phone call from McKenzie Shirilla. And this one, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all this. This one is a little bit dealing with some bathroom things. We're all over the place in this one, from I'm the prettiest girl here to I'm scared to go to the bathroom, I'm scared to go to the shower. You name it, it's going on, but also peppered with your typical McKenzie Shirilla and mother over the topness.
Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad, sipping from the cup at hey, hey.
Now hold on everybody, let's do a quick sofa sidebar now. Keep in mind, ain't no cop, ain't no doctor, ain't no lawyer, ain't no therapist, ain't none of that fancy credentialed stuff, okay? Only credentials we got up in here is my sass, and this sofa. Now keep in mind also, I'm just giving my opinions on very public information, so do your own research, come to your own opinions, and drop them off in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you do like what you see here at the Sofa Squad, drop a little like, drop a little comment, drop a little share. It helps the channel out immensely. Now let's get edition. Now, if you're wondering, who is this McKenzie Shirilla? Who was this phone call? What are we talking about this for? Well, I'm gonna give you a 60-second overview. So in July of 2022, Mackenzie was only 17 years old. She crashed her car into a brick building in Strongsville, Ohio, going about 100 miles per hour. She would kill the two male passengers, one being her longtime boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and then a friend of theirs, Flanagan. Now, at the time of the crash, she was, like I said, going almost like, or around 100, a little over, and this is a 2018 Toyota Camry. She would be the only one who survived, but was seriously injured. Now, Mackenzie and Dominic had been together for like 4 years, okay? And their relationship was allegedly tumultuous towards the end. Now, very quickly about the trial, the prosecutors said that the event data from the car, the black box, showed that just before impact, the accelerator was fully depressed as the brakes were never applied. And the prosecutors would say that this was not an accident, this was intentional. Now, Mackenzie claims she had no memory of the moments leading up to the impact. And at the end of the day, none of that would matter, because in August of 2023, Mackenzie took a bench trial and she was found guilty, convicted on 12 counts. She was sentenced to life in prison with eligibility for parole after 15 years. So since then, we have been getting these little Christmas presents, if you will, of these phone calls between her mother and her. Now, I want to give a shout out to Phone Calls from Prison. Check their channel out. I'll put it on the screen down here. They are amazing. They provide not just phone calls from this case, but so many different cases. So if you are not familiar with their channel, you absolutely need to be. Link is in the description. So what we're going to do is we're just going to listen to a few of these clips and just talk about it as we go along and react to it.
And Laura, is that Nug or Snow?
Laura's Nug.
She's talking to people on some Instagram saying, I'm glad we made her account private for people like you. Stop speaking out what y'all don't know. You have no idea how Kenzie feels you people.
She said that?
Yeah, and then she's like, let's see. Tied. She still loves him. Y'all trolls, find something better to do. You don't even know her or even knew Dom. Shake my head. And then she said, you have a lot of nerve looking like that and talking shit about my friend. Go to hell. And then, hold on a second.
Again, if you're unfamiliar with this, this is the mother talking to Mackenzie. She's in jail at this point. These are not the prison phone calls. Here's the thing, especially in light of the documentary we just watched of Unknown Number. To me, it gives an even, watching that documentary, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It makes this relationship seem even more toxic, if that was possible. Now, I will say this. I completely understand at the end of the day, there's a bond between a parent and child, right? It is what it is. That's gonna always be my kid. There's gonna be a level of protection there. If they did something right, wrong, whatever, that is my child, right? So I understand that part. Now, the part that I don't understand specifically with this case is there's so many words: enabling, this, that, and the other. The mom gives vibes like she wants to be her daughter's friend more than she wants to be a parent. Now, also, I understand in this scenario where it is what it is. Daughter's in jail, right, wrong, or indifferent, this, that, the other. She's in jail. She's been sentenced life. So I would expect a parent to have moments of levity and, lightness and things like this, right? I mean, it's how it's probably going to be. So listening to them talk about this, where the mom's like going through the Instagram comments, this, that, and the other. First of all, Mackenzie Mackenzie to me talks in Instagram bio language. Like that's just like her vernacular, right? Of like the words that she uses, or text language. It's like meeting a person who talks the way that young people text. And I guess that's just probably normal, maybe. I don't know. You help me out. I'm obviously not young. But like this right here, one thing that's been prevalent in this case is the two of their, the mother and the daughter, fascination with the infamy that comes from this. Like they really enjoy this part. You know, if you're unfamiliar with the case, that the mother got in trouble for trying to get a modeling job for Mackenzie during the whole process, you know, and they're like, oh, maybe Kim Kardashian will find us. This was like a moment to shine for the two of them. Also keep in mind that they both view this as she is wrongly convicted. This is a civil rights type level, right? Of like, she should not be in jail, okay? That's her energy on this. So you have to put the lens on that is where they are coming from in these conversations and their viewpoints of that. And they almost, to me, kind of demonize the victims and their families by being like, oh, you know, they're going to get up here and do this. Nobody really knows them. And blah, 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 blah. So anyways, let's go to that next clip.
Oh my God, you know, I was so happy. I turned around and I was like, I love you guys. I was like, I'm never going to be in this courtroom again.
I know. No, it was, Mackenzie, everything was perfect.
Was that on the news? Because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, no, it wasn't on the news. No. It was on the live stream.
What were people saying about that?
Nothing about you. Did you hear her father yell that she's innocent? That was so rude and disrespectful to the victim.
Dad said that. Dad is. I love him.
Yeah. You didn't hear him?
No.
You're innocent.
Oh, I did hear that. Okay.
I mean, just you hear, right? Yeah, the father did yell something out. One reason why this case also went viral is because of the parents' reaction. You know, during the victim impact statements or whatever you call it, sentencing, whatever you want to say, you know, the mom got up there and basically was like, hey, I feel really bad for the victims, but, and then went on a huge thing about how her daughter was innocent and like the judge needs to have sympathy, which is what she was supposed to be doing in that moment. She was supposed to be appealing to the judge of like, this is my daughter, so I understand that, but it was done in such poor taste. And that is one thing that has stood out, it seems, with the public about this case, is that everything is in such poor taste coming from this family. There doesn't seem to be any kind of true regret or remorse. Now, mind you, Mackenzie will say all day long, like, you know, and her friends like, oh, you're not in jail with her. You're not seeing her. You're not this and that. You're not blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. But where the time for that to be appropriate, yeah, we're not seeing any of that. And in fact, we're seeing the opposite. We're seeing people who are digging their heels in the sand and are ticked off at having to be on some level accountable, right? And so just like this, like, oh, he said that, but you also heard where she was like, was it on the news? Because I mean, that would be embarrassing. Oh my God, it wasn't like on like the global news, was it? Because I'd hate that. It's giving like, don't throw me in the briar patch. Please don't throw me in the briar patch. I'd certainly hate that.
Yeah. But that's okay. Of course. And he had the shirt that you made, your little Cookie Monster shirt, your artwork from elementary school. He had that shirt on under his green shirt.
Oh my gosh, this shit bad as fuck.
Kenzie, go poop now. Well, it's coming out. It'll be fast, and then you can do a courtesy flush during.
No.
Baby, go poop. Promise. Come on.
No.
I have to go too now. I know, we should go do it together.
No.
I'll do it if you do it.
All right, you can go do it. I'm going to tell you I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it.
That's not fair.
It's just a nice bonding moment, right? Now, again, I'll give credit where credit's due. And again, I don't know why she's not wanting to go number 2. I think probably because it's awkward and you're kind of around everybody. I get it, right? I get that part. But it's just so funny, like the Cookie Monster artwork. I need to go take a ish. It's all just so blah. You know, one thing that's also been interesting and stuck out to me about this case and listening to these phone calls is listening to the realization of like, this is life now, right? So like this, like, I don't want to go to the bathroom. I'm scared to go shower. And these are understandable things. Like, I mean, I'm like, hey, look, I get it. it, right? But listening to her realization through time of like, and maybe the unrealization of it, and I know that's probably not a word, because a large part of it just feels like, girl, like, honey, this is it, right? Because I can tell you, she ain't getting paroled in 15 years from what we've seen so far. Most people don't get paroled in that first time. They could go out and save half the world and cure cancer, and they'll be like, well, we kind of feel like you need to do a few more years. Now, she might stand a chance for the second go round a few years later after that, but that's based on her taking accountability and changing. And this is all just cute games. And it's almost like you just see it coming where it's like, honey, 15 years is a long time. Pretend she got paroled at just 15 years. Think about what all has happened in life in 15 years, and especially at this age. Okay, she's going in there as a young adult, as a teenager entering the world. So let's say she basically wouldn't get out until 30s. Maybe 40. That is your huge chunk of life. A lot of people at that point, they're looking at their kids are in high school, or depending on when they had kids, potentially going to college. A lifetime has happened. And so she is at the very beginning of life standing still. And if she doesn't change, if she doesn't stop and look within, she will be here for the rest of her life.
Or her Instagram or something. Well, they said 1 minute left, so they are communicating, they are talking, which was really funny. And she said, "Thanks for giving them my info."
What, is it like a sass?
I don't know, Mackenzie. I'm not saying any names because I don't know who it is.
What? I don't understand. A kid? Like, I don't understand.
I don't stop suggesting who it was because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. That's why I'm not saying any names.
Then why would you just tell me? I'm confused.
Because you should know who.
I don't know.
Think about it. I don't know. Let me find out from Shelby. I'm the expert. And then I'll let you know.
Again, the gossipy nature of it, the this, that, and the other. And again, I understand, this is, they need to have moments of whatever. But also listen to how Mackenzie speaks. Like, I'm dead as F. I'm this and that. I mean, I guess this is just how teenagers speak or whatever. I'm sure they said that about me when I was a kid, so I shouldn't be saying anything. But the mom does have some common sense throughout this. It's giving Donna and Charlie, where the mom in here is like, don't talk about that. Don't say this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Mackenzie's a Charlie. Well, what do you mean? Well, come on. Well, let's talk about it. Well, what do you mean I can't say anything? And it's just like, bro, girl, whatever. We are trying to not do that right now, okay? Now, maybe you should say that the mother shouldn't have even brought it up if your daughter's like that. But also another thing too, and some of these clips we'll listen to how Mackenzie speaks to her mother. Mackenzie was running that household, right? And the mother will bow down very quickly to her.
I'm like, oh my God. So I go sit on the toilet because I don't know if it was period or I had to. So I took the tiniest baby ass of my life. And I was like, why the did I just like a drop? Like that just irritated me so bad.
Little rabbit turd. That's what
it felt like I was doing something and then I wasn't.
Exactly.
So then I go back to sleep. I wake up 10 minutes later probably. Crampy. Bad. So I get on the toilet again. I'm sitting there and I again, but it was bad this time. I pretty much pissed out of my
right.
Diarrhea.
I always remember the first time Mackenzie told this story. It was at the family holiday dinner. And let me tell you what, we did the toast and she said, I got to tell y'all what happened last night. Y'all, we tell it every year. Every year we tell it. And it gets better with each year, we swear.
Well, you didn't wash your whole body or hair for months after the car accident, so you'll be fine.
I can't, I'm still what the at what happened?
Woo! Can't say anything, please.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to have hope and stuff, but then again, it's it's all being lost. I feel good about it sometimes, and then I just feel bad about it sometimes. This is the end, and I'm well, this is the end.
No, me too. Me too.
I thought I was really gonna win trial. I'm so for real. I thought my my judge was gonna see that that. I thought she was gonna see through the bullshit.
We can't talk about it anymore, okay?
Now, again, kudos to the mom for saying we can't talk about it. But that right there, I thought I was going to win trial. I thought she was going to see through the BS. Girl, did we see the same evidence? I mean, and this is the thing, we see this time and time again. I mean, Mackenzie's a kid, right? So she's relying on adults to give her a dose of reality. I would love to know what an attorney told her, girl, it's not going to be good. Or if they're like, yeah, you got this, go to bench trial. Because the judge wasn't having it. I mean, the judge was not having this family at all. She saw through the BS, all right. But it was the McKenzie family, the Shirilla family's BS. So to hear Mackenzie say, I thought I was going to get that, again, part of me is well, she's a kid. words, she doesn't have life experience to understand. And also she's sticking to, no, this is what I'm saying. This is what happened. I don't think so. And one of the other things too is people seeing the behavior. A huge thing in this was her behavior. She went on with life. Now she wants to sit here and talk about, I was sad, I was this. She's pulling up to a rave and, body armor, crutches and crazy stuff. And then talk about, I'm really sad that Dominic died. This was just whatever. And I think one thing that the jury, the public saw was they saw how Mackenzie's parents excused everything away for her, made excuses for it. It was almost like, I see how we arrived here, right? So, on one level, I'm like, yeah, honey, I'm sorry nobody prepped you, but this was never going to end that well, and if they offered you something way less than life, and I get, nobody wants to say, well, I'll take 25 years. Right? It's almost like that's a lifetime too. So I understand that, but wait, I did blank. But it's my belief. I think that she knows exactly what she did. Now, I'm sure she does have like blackout memory just from the adrenaline and being in a wreck and all that type of stuff. But I think 100% that this was like, here we go. This is going to be a tragic unaliving, and she was never meant to survive it, but she did. And it was like, oh, okay, well, that was Tuesday. Here we go.
I know you did. Mackenzie, listen to me. When the day you get there, you start writing your dang book. I'm serious. I'm very serious. This is going to be a good one.
Thank you for using Securus.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Now, the book thing, again, great, do your thing, whatever. I don't know the context of what book she's wanting to write. I can't remember from the other videos we've listened to. Specifically here with this, what are you going to write about? Because what I think they're talking about is like, this is going to be like a wrongly convicted person's story of their quest for justice. And it's like, no, honey, that's not going to go over well, like at all, right? But also, the families need to capitalize off this moment for infamy. And capitalize can even mean something as simple as attention. They are trying to garner all this attention, all this sympathy from public figures, Kim Kardashian's, this, that, and the other, of my daughter was wrongfully convicted, right? And that's what I guess is so interesting, is to hear the whole family talk like this, and it's just like, do not one of you see the reality? It's also very much like, I can't remember her name, help me out here, but the girl who killed the bride, Samantha, I can't remember their names right now, but she killed the bride down in South Carolina. Y'all know I'm talking about, Folly Beach, driving, and her parents, it was the same type vibe where it was like, this is the things your parents are saying to you. Like, she was upset that she was in the situation, drunk driving, killed a bride, almost the groom, other people as well. Again, you see where it starts, right? You see how these kids, they don't stand a chance when their parents have gassed them up that you can do no wrong. And I think that's a huge takeaway from this for me, is you can do no wrong. I think that your kids need to have the thing of like, mom and dad are my biggest cheerleaders in life, right? But they also need to be not your biggest critics, but like the critics that prepare you for the biggest critics, which is the world out there, right? Because the world's harsh. We know, right? We've gotten our own bumps and scrapes throughout the way, right? Throughout our journeys. Your parents need to prep you for that. Not everybody's going to tell you you're pretty. Not everybody's going to give you a compliment sandwich. Not everyone's going to tell you yes. And so this is what you do when you hear no, when you do wrong, when you do this. And if you just gas them up and, these little participation trophy for this and that, and you can just, oh my gosh, anything you want, you get these monsters.
I know, but can't you call me again?
No, I have 2 minutes. I have to go in my room.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant 2 minutes on this call.
I get it. Sorry. Her and her mom were going on because here's the one thing that goes on. The unit she's in will be like, yeah, I'm making this up, Mackenzie, 3 minutes to lockdown. But then the phones, as you hear, will be like, you have 1 minute left on this phone call. The mom is kind of, what are we talking about? But you hear, and this is just a taste of how she talks to her mother. She's very snappy and very much like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? She gets very frustrated with him quickly. And again, for me, one thing that I've gleaned over these phone calls over this time is, well, imagine telling her, no, you can't go out with your friends. Imagine how that would go over in the household, right?
Like, the messages aren't working and the video calls aren't working, and we have a whole terminal that's just broken and doesn't work with video calls. So like, I really just like would like to like be able to like not have to stress out about a video call that like oh my gosh, she needs to shut up so I can get some
Please, I'll have Daddy go in the morning.
Now, what she's talking about here is she's upset with the quality of technology services in the unit. She wants the mother or the father to call the warden. This is a we need to talk to the manager moment, right? And in one level, you know what? Hey, there's nothing else going on. These things are supposed to work. Okay, I get it, right? But again, what right here, what did the mom say? Well, I'll get your dad to go in the morning. I'll get da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, some of these phone calls I would want to hear. And like the mom does this from time to time where she's like, don't talk about that. But it's only stuff to benefit. It's never like a behavioral modification, you know, of like, okay, well, Mackenzie, like I would have loved to have heard this at some point in any of this and it be believable. Mackenzie, even if this was an accident, people lost their lives and their parents are going to be like this. How do you think I would have felt if Dominic was driving the car and you died, right? Like, how do you think I would have felt to have lost my daughter? You know, right, wrong, right, whether guilty, accident, whatever. How do you think that loss would have made me feel? And that's what's missing to me from this. Now, on one level, we're not going to sit here while you have a case open and appeals, although they've been lost. None of that kind of stuff and admit guilt on the phone or in court or this or that when you're trying to fight your way out of the situation, right? I understand that. But I feel like you can also express empathy and sympathy in an authentic way, and it shows. And I think that that is a huge thing that we see in these cases where you can tell it's hard to fake that, right? It's very hard to fake those. People are not that dumb, okay? They can pick up on it, most people. And I have not picked up on that at all from the family. Again, like I said, all I've picked up on is them digging their heels in the sand and they're just like, my daughter, I mean, these words out of their mouth, she is the third victim. And so that's where it's just completely shocked people and rubbed them the wrong way. And then you get into the salaciousness of the media. You know, here's these pictures of her at a rave, you know, however many weeks later. Here's this, what I'm doing right here. Here's this phone call. She's talking about that. All of these things. Again, my opinion is that this was no accident, again, but I was not there. I was not in court, okay? I just followed the case through from the comfort of the sofa, so it's easy for me to make a sofa speculation. I believe that Mackenzie could probably stand a chance of getting out later in life if she very quickly learns to accept accountability and basically mature and value starting with her own life, because I don't think she values her own life. I mean, that's how she ended up here. Because if you cared about your own life, you wouldn't have done these actions, right? That's just my little opinion. So I think that if she can start there and then spread that out and begin to have some empathy and sympathy and quit locking in on trying to be cool and trying to be this and that, and I'm a victim and the Kim Kardashian call, really do some soul searching, I don't think she'll get her first parole. But if she does that kind of stuff, she could very well stand a second one. Now, again, I don't know if they can play these phone calls at parole. If they do, she's cooked. Okay. If they do, she's cooked, right? Because these phone calls are terrible. Pretend this is the last phone call that we heard where there's just like, and this didn't have too shocking information in it. She wasn't like disparaging the victims too much in this one. But so say we started hearing a trajectory of growth and all that kind of stuff. That's where I think she might actually get out later in life. And I pray to the heavens above that she preps for that and that she takes advantage of things, because if this person gets out and hasn't changed for a bit, we'll be right back here again, just maybe in 20 years. So that is it. If you're still watching, I do appreciate you. Again, shout out to Phone Calls from Prison for making these phone calls possible for all of us. Check out their channel. And that's it. So while you're in the comment section, let me know what you're thinking. And if you could, drop some little sofas off for myself, Roscoe and Spirit, Bo and Luke, and you, the Sofa Squad, who make the channel possible. It wouldn't be here without you, and I am greatly appreciative. And until we do all that stuff downstairs in the comment section, I'll see y'all soon.
I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now, don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Roscoe on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.